Okay, welcome. Wendy Gerhart here. Welcome to your energy reading for October 14th through October 20th. This week, we are ushering in a new full moon on the 17th, and I can already feel this Aries energy, like very potent sort of energy coming in. And as we know, full moons typically mean we are coming to the end of a particular cycle. This is the harvest time. This is when we are reaping what we have sowed. And we are still in the energy of 2024, which is clearing out a lot of karmic patterns. This week will be no different. Okay, so we're going to hop into the reading. And first and foremost, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. It is accompanied by the 10 of Raphael, as well as loved one in heaven. Okay, so typically when we talk about the 10 of Cups reversed, there is this sort of avoidance energy. We have a man who is walking away from his cups that are behind him, the emotions, sort of turning his back to these emotions. And so there's perhaps something that is, and when we're talking about the 10 of Raphael, which Raphael often very much associated with sort of this medicine man. We have a man and a woman. We have love, and we have two kids playing behind them, and they are next to the tree. I think the tree is very significant because I'm getting a lot of images of the apple tree. And when we're seeing the kids here and we're seeing the rainbow, so we've got a lot of energetic frequencies of the rainbow. These often remind me of codes coming in. And we're being reminded of, as well, inner child, but not just inner child. This feels ancestral. This feels like very much lineage related. We've got the tree. If we can imagine, this is an apple tree. We're going back to the seed of creation here, where something has been avoided. There has been something within the intuition, it feels like. A lot of times, so avoidance is avoiding the intuition, avoiding the emotions, avoiding the thing that wants to come forward. So perhaps pushing down, pushing away. So something has been coming in, and you're just like, why bother? I don't really want to know. That is what I'm hearing. I don't really want to know. So for example, if you're really trying to build a business, but you're not fully energetically, you may be going through all of the steps, you may be putting out the offers, you may have maybe posting, maybe doing all of these things, but energetically, your energy is half in, half out, or maybe 90% out, 10% in. There is this lack of commitment, right? And it is because you don't really want to know if you could fail. You don't want to know, is this really for me? Can I really do this? Am I really capable? When it comes to a relationship, there may be some fidelity. I'm hearing a lot of like infidelity issues, unfaithfulness coming in, and there may have been some intuition about this. However, there is fear of knowing the truth. Do I really want to know? I have fear that this will hurt me. Okay, so it seems particularly poignant around the relationships, even though I use the business example at first, because again, we're seeing, the little boy and the little girl in the background. We're seeing the man and the woman here by the tree, and the tree is actually dividing them. There is some sort of division. There is something that feels like lack of trust, perhaps fidelity issues that have caused a divide here. That is causing a divide. All right. As opposed to it being the beautiful, brilliant apple that creates wisdom, right? It actually is causing separation. So as we walk away from or we turn our backs, what's being cleared, what is being offered up for you here is to not turn away, not to lean on the head space to answer your questions, to rationalize it, to make sense of it, to avoid it, but instead to fully lean in, to turn your I don't want to know into let's fuck around and find out. Let's find even that statement right there. Let's fuck around and find out. Woo! So a lot coming in. This is again very ancestral. It feels like this is loved ones in heaven, and it feels like this is not even yours to carry, but it has been a pattern that has been playing out and playing out and playing out. Likely you saw this as a child amongst your parents. Perhaps it also played out in many of your relationships as you were growing up. And then perhaps it has continued to play out. And so there is a lot of fear around this, but it's asking you to clear it. You have to bring in the truth in order to find trust, and you need to find trust in the truth. Again, I feel like there's a lot of swords energy that's about to be revealed. I don't know why, I'm just getting that. And you need this to mend the division. As long as you don't know, as long as you avoid knowing this tree will never, there will always be this division. Okay? Separation. We're trying to move out of separation. Okay, next. Aha. Here we go. 10 of Swords reversed. Okay, 10 of Swords reversed. We've got divine guidance, archangel. I can never say his name. Sandalphon. I don't know why it seems challenging for me. Number 5, again, change, the energy of change coming in. And then we have the leap of faith card. Okay. So oftentimes when we talk about the 10 of Swords reversed, we could say that this is pain. There's a lot of different meanings, but what I'm getting from this is actually like, we can imagine the swords falling out of the body. So it's like, there has been this avoidance. Okay. There has been some intuition. There has been some avoidance of something that is ancestral, that is causing separation. And it is like, if you had this like this, it is like a man who is lying on the ground, lifeless, dead, because he has been stabbed in the back by 10 different swords. This feels like the swords or the pain that he has been stabbed with is now leaving the body. Okay. Like the swords are beginning to fall out of the body. Okay, divine guidance. So this is, oh, okay. So release. Okay. Interesting. So we have the separation. We have the separation of them avoiding the intuition, avoiding the messages because we're afraid that the messages are going to hurt us, but it's just information. This is information that is actually going to help us, that is going to bring us into truth so that the pain can begin to fall away. This feels like release of a burden. Carrying the burden that feels like it is ancestral, that it is on my back to do all of these things, to clear the line, to be the one to break the curses. But the curses break for you when you realize that this is not all on your back. This is not all on your back. You are divinely guided. You are provided for. It says, the search for the meaning of life, consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself by wise teachers and friends. Okay, so Sandalphon is really known for bringing in, when you make a decision and you set your energy, you set your course, and you say, this is what I'm available for. Here are my boundaries. Boundaries seem like an important part of this. I set my boundaries and I have decided this is who I desire to be and who I desire to surround myself by. He will bring in the people. He brings in the match. He brings in the people. And so it feels like perhaps because this is so ancestral, it feels like this has been a pain. This has been a burden that has been carried and has been carried and has been carried. And it is like the truth stabbing me in the back. But the truth, you hear those phrases, the truth hurts. This is the truth hurts. This is the truth sets me free. The truth will set me free. It's been buried. It's already been buried. Take the burden off. Take the burden off. You are being divinely guided. You're not alone. You're not the only person who has to break these curses. You're not the only person responsible for carrying this burden. You're not the person who is responsible for healing your entire line, healing your children, healing your parents, healing everything. You're not doing it alone. And this is not just in the ethereal spiritual realms. I'm talking about here on earth. What you don't realize is that every person who has come before you, has created a piece of the puzzle. They have created a piece of the puzzle, and we're looking at them and we're thinking, oh my gosh, what a victim you are. What a burden you carried. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you did that. We need to break this curse. We need to tear this down. We need to create a new everything. But what you're not realizing is that what they did laid the framework for you to do what you do. They were not a victim either. They powerfully made their choices to set you up. And now you will powerfully make your choices to set your children up. But if you're looking at the victim, you will not see the person in their power. If you're telling the story of how I am a victim or how my life, right, was so hard, was so disempowering, was so painful, my life has been, I've been stabbed in the back 10 times, right? Feels lifeless. If you tell that story will continue to be your truth, and you will not find your power in that story. But what you're holding on to a lot of times is an identity that says, I am who I am because the story of how my parents were victims, and they trained me to be a victim, and they conditioned me to be a victim. And so I am who I am because of victim. Now there's power in that to recognize perhaps a victim delivered you to your power. That's also a powerful way to look at things. And another way to look at it is power sees power, which means there was no victim. And now you're challenged to tell the story a different way. To recognize all the ways that your situation was empowering you and came from a place of power. That is a challenge amongst challenges, because for many people, things happened in your life that it's like, I don't know where to find the power in this. I do not know how to justify this, but it's not about justifying anything. It's not about justifying anything. It is about liberating. Let the swords drop out of your back. If I told you, all you got to do is find the power in the story. Find it, it's there. Tell a different story. Identify with a new person. Identify with the fact that you're not this person that you think you are. You're somebody who was built, forged out of the fire. You're somebody who was created from power, who has lived in power. Your parents were in power. Your grandparents were in power. Your kids are in power. This is a very different person. And trust that what you think is a burden because you think you got to fix everything is not true. People all around you are contributing, are doing their part. Even if you don't understand it, even if you don't know it, even if you can't see it, it's happening, and you can choose to see it, or you can choose to not see it. You can choose to see it, or you can choose to not see it. That choice is yours. There's your power. Okay, leap of faith. Trust. This is the trust we were talking about in the first round of cards. Ready to take the leap? Thank you for doing it with me. Again, recognizing, first of all, we have angels all around us, energy. The frequency of angels isn't just something that's in the ethereal realms, it's here on earth too. And every single person on this planet has this frequency available within them. The question is, are you willing to have the vision to see what you have not been seeing before? Do you have the voice to tell the story differently than you've ever told it before? Do you have the strength to let go of what you've been holding on to? that has been keeping you stuck in a story that no longer serves you? And do you have the conviction in your power to put down the story of the victim and pick up the story of the empowered? This is what is being called forward. Can you put it down? Now, more swords. Six of Swords reversed. 10 of Michael, which says a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. Again, more nods to the past. This is the past. This is the past. Eyes forward. And then honor your feelings, which again feels like that separation coming in, asking you to once and for all bring into union what has been separate. But in order to bring in what has been separate, we're going to have to look, right? We're going to have to look and see what we have not been seeing and choose to see things differently and tell things differently. Okay, so when we're talking about this Six of Swords, this usually means we're in some sort of a transition. You'll see that they are on water, they're rowing the boat. Oftentimes when it's reversed, it feels like you're being forced to move when you're not ready. Like it feels like, I'm not ready. I am not ready to let go of the story. I am not ready to know what I don't want to know. I'm not ready to find out. I'm not ready to listen to my intuition. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Oh my God, the light. Oh my God. This is a lot. Oh my God. Okay. So I have to let go of who I am. I have to let go of what I think. I have to let go of what the story I've been telling. Fuck. Right? Okay. Now, but look forward. I just said this. Eyes forward. Look forward. Look outward. Stop looking in the rear view mirror. If you are driving a car, if you're driving down the street and you notice that the person next to you is driving a big 18-wheeler and you're on the highway and you notice this person is driving with their eyes looking in the rear view mirror, how safe would you feel driving in the car next to them? How safe would you feel being anywhere near them? Oh my God, they're not looking out the windshield, they're looking in the rear view mirror. When we are focused on the past, it is automatically creating our future. And this is us driving with our eyes looking through the rear view mirror, which means we have no idea where we are going because we are not creating it. We are only experiencing the past on repeat. But my friends, isn't this what we want to get out of? Isn't this sort of that burden of like, I no longer want to be held to my past, to my ancestral lineage. I no longer want to be entangled with these curses, with these conditions, with these thought process, with these beliefs, with these patterns. But then why are we still looking in the rearview mirror? We look in the rearview mirror because we think if we look forward, something from the past might catch us and then we won't be safe. Why do we look in the rearview mirror and then judge our children and say, oh my God, you're going to be just like your dad. Oh my God, you're going to be just like me. Oh my God, you're going to be just like this. That's not playing in the field of like anything is possible for your children. That's playing in this is life and this is what's going to happen. So again, when we merge the intuition with the masculine, a lot of the masculine's been coming on right now. When we merge the intuition with the masculine, you create the absolute most pristine, balanced field for possibility. This is how you ultimately create. And a lot of us have been trying to create in one field or the other. That separation, highly represented in the patriarchy, separation of one, this not hierarchy, right? Not just patriarchy. So patriarchy, hierarchy, it's like all of this separation where one is valued more than the other, and that is not a truth. And so this is asking you to leave the past behind. Leave it where it lies. where it lies. Leave it where it lies. Okay, and then, if I can get this off the table. We have the King of Wands coming in with the 7 of Michael. Now you'll see we have a crossroads here. Trust your vibes. This is really interesting because right now we've got trust your intuition and the King of Wands, both coming out together, and we're at a crossroads. Okay, so 7 of Michael, there's a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all details. Okay, so a couple of things are coming through with this one. So when we talk about the King of Wands, first of all, you need to know this is like pure energy. King of Wands. The Wands is all about like spiritual wisdom, accumulating abundance of knowledge, of wisdom, I would say, energy, energetics. And so, but the thing is that he doesn't rely purely on creativity. He's not sitting here like, oh, I just go off my intuition. What he does is he takes an idea, he takes a creative idea, one that is probably coming forward from her, and then he takes action. He implements it. He moves. He couples the idea with capability. So he moves, he does the thing, he does the change. So like if you're sitting there like, this is like the direction that I desire to go, but then you're just sitting in it and you're not actually moving yourself. Remember, you move, the energy follows you. You tell the energy where to go. The energy is not going to tell you where to go. You tell it where to go. Where do I desire to go? You tell it, and then it's going to rearrange. That part you're not going to control. You're going to let go and trust that it is moving you in the correct direction, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's like, where the hell am I? What is all of this? This is not what I asked for, but just trust it is on the way. This is on the way to that. Trusting. So he walks decisively with conviction. Look, this is the idea. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. So when we're talking about the energy of this week, again, we're at a crossroads because for many of us, we've been thinking the burden is on me. I'm the only one in my family doing this work. I'm the only one in my family who's like a little, like, people think are like lost their shit and is a little crazy. Sorry, my daughter's gonna be vacuuming. We're almost done. But like the truth of the matter is there are people all around you who are doing this work. And we are all one human family. Family is not just bloodline. Although many of us have reincarnated over and over and over again into the same bloodline, and that is because of individualization. That's for a whole nother video. And that is the point of ascension, is to move into a new start. Okay. But as long as if you don't get to that point, which by the way, means letting go of control and being in service, then you stay in the individualization. But Sandalphon is bringing in the people. Look around, pay attention to teachers, to people that are coming forward, that your intuition is guiding you towards, because likely the chances are they're holding keys for you. They're holding codes for you. They have figured out things that you need to help you figure out your things. And it's like we're sharing information beyond the scene and in the scene that is going to help us. The burden is not yours. We are all doing it together. So if you think mine, I got to do this, I don't want to put this on other people. I don't want to lean. I don't want to ask for advice. I don't want to have mentors. I don't want to have coaches. I got myself. You're being asked to consider that is the burden. That is the burden. It's a big part of it because there's no truth in that. You're not alone. There are people all around you. Ask to be shown, and you will see where are the people who are going to help me? Who are the mentors I need? Where are the guidance? What are the frequencies? What is the energy? What is the story I need to tell? and it will be delivered to you. But let the swords fall out. Let the pain leave your body. Change the story of I'm it, that I need to self-sacrifice, that I need to control this because I can't trust anyone else, because I'm the only one and it's all on me. That's not true. And so this week, the energy is coming in to say we have been preparing in this full moon, we have been preparing to let go, to move on, to now shift, and not just in your mind, not just in a knowing, but actually do it. Become this version of you. Let go of the identity and step into a new. Let's do it. It's clearing, it's here, it's available all this week. This is really freaking powerful. So incredibly powerful. And there has been, like, just outside of the cards, there's been so much going on, even within the, for example, the coaching, the ministry, coaching mentorship industry. Lots of shifts, lots of changes. You're going to see a lot of people exiting. You're going to feel sort of this void energy going on because that's essentially what's happening. A lot. It's brilliant. It's amazing. I'm so freaking excited for where we're going. This is huge and it may feel like a bit overwhelming, but it's breathe. Breathe. You're not alone. Now is the time. And remember, when you lean in and you make yourself uncomfortable, the resources, they're going to come, but you got to trust. Okay, I will see you on next week's energy reading. Let me know what really landed, what really helped feel like it put some of the pieces of the puzzle for you together this week. And I'm so excited. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.